we're going.
Oh, we're
We're
rolling.
rolling. It's episode 7.
Seven. Yeah. Seventh heaven, baby.
No, that show leaves a bad taste in your mouth when you think about how it all ended up.
How did it all end up? Was one of those guys a
The guys that,
pedophile?
yeah, the main guy, the dad, was
Really?
diddle. Yeah, he was a diddler.
What was the dad's name? He was
I
in
don't know.
Always Sunny too.
Was he really?
Yeah,
Let
he
me look
played
that up.
somebody. He played Dee and Dennis's real dad at one point in the show.
Yeah,
I,
Eric Camden.
Eric Handon. I always mix him up with
Oh wait, Stephen Collins. I guess is his
Stephen
name.
Collins.
Oh, the character's name was Eric Camden. His name is Stephen
Okay.
Collins. When did he
Yeah,
get busted for diddling?
it had to have been early after the show.
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would have been pre. He was on Sunny before that, probably. Then.
Yeah, because I wouldn't imagine that they would have led him on if it was like.
Hilarious character arc. They're like, it would be really funny to get to play our dad, a convicted pedophile. That's how they. I'd love to see an all pedophile cast in a new movie coming out, produced by Harvey Weinstein, starring the corpse of Jeffrey Epstein.
I was gonna say it'd be the Jeffrey Epstein.
It's Weekend
story.
at Bernie's with Jeffrey Epstein on Little St. James Island beach vacation. Everybody's carrying around Epstein's body. They're like, "Oh, he said we can use the plane. We're going to the island this weekend."
Gary Glitter gets out, does the whole soundtrack for it.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that's Gary Glitter. He's not looking good. We mentioned that before.
Well,
But
he's been in like a Taiwanese prison for 15 years.
yeah, how do they feel about pedophiles in Taiwanese prison? In the States prison, they'll kill you or beat you up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
But I feel like everyone in Taiwan is a pedophile.
No, just the white people.
Just the white people? They don't fuck their own child
I
slaves?
don't think so. No, I think that it's kind
That's where
of
they draw the line?
Yeah,
They're like, look, we will enslave them, but we will not have sex with them.
Well, it's like like the black kids here in America. They're like, gotta grow up and play basketball and be a rapper. I'm wondering if the Thai kids, it's just like, I gotta grow up and be a sex slave. I guess they don't do much
Yeah.
growing up because on account of their kids.
Yeah, becoming a slave on purpose, becoming a sex slave on purpose.
People do it. People do it.
And is it even slavery though?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a consenting child sex worker?
Yeah, it's a libertarian Taiwanese kid.
I love a free market. Yeah, child labor more offensive when it's sex for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if I have a huge problem with child labor, generally speaking, though.
I do, because have you seen the diamond mines where they 5-year-olds are losing hands and shit?
Okay, but I'm talking about like in a pizza shop or like for a landscaping company or something.
No, but where that hasn't happened since 1936. All
Yeah.
child labor now is forced slave labor in a mine somewhere.
Well, that's because they're in some like third world. I'm talking about first world child labor. Like third world child labor, definitely. It's like when children were working in the coal mines is the equivalent of that, but happening now.
Really funny that kids used to work in coal mines.
So funny.
I mean,
Just
it's like, you die of black lung by the time you're fucking 18.
they're not even able to be productive. Like coal mining is heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And like dynamite. They're like, we need your little hands to stick this stick of dynamite into the wall. And then all of you and your dad will be trapped down here and your mother will be left with a little girl.
Who dies of tuberculosis anyway. God damn,
Yeah.
the past sucked.
The past was not great. But those are your ancestors, Bryden. You need to respect them, dude. Those are your
Dude.
fucking ancestors digging around in the mud.
Just 16-hour days of just like, what do you do? Oh, yeah, and then I get paid in company dollars and go to the company store and get milk and bread with my week's wages. And, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, their diet was shit. That would suck, dude.
What?
I would not want to live back then.
Yeah.
Company stores, great business model.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
ultimately,
it's it's skirting with slavery is what it is.
yeah. Do they consider like vending machines in the office to be company stores
No,
because
because
you're
those are two.
technically paying the money for snacks.
No, but you're not though, because typically those are owned by third-party companies that have a deal with the whoever does the leasing with whatever office building and stuff.
Oh, okay. If I had to pay for snacks in my office, I would throw a fit, dude.
Yeah.
All the snacks are free, and I eat copious amounts.
I mean, how much are you talking, and what kind of snacks?
I'm eating a lot of goldfish. I'm eating a lot of granola bars.
Mm,
I'm eating sometimes in the morning. They have a different types of breakfast cereal, and so but it's in a big tube thing, and you like twist it out, and you can grab a cup and a spoon, and you can put cereal in there, and you can have a nice cup of cereal.
right. Is it like a cafeteria thing, or is it like just in the
No,
break room?
it's not even a break room. It's just like on the wall.
You just work at the snacking company?
Pretty much. Well, I've been convinced that like all of the snacks are wildly unhealthy. So I'm pretty sure my boss is just trying to fatten everybody up
Hansel
so
and
that
Gretel.
they don't move from their desks.
Oh, okay, a little different. We're going back to slavery.
We're going
Slavery.
back to slavery.
Okay. Um,
We're going right back to
just right
slavery.
back into that, dude. Did you happen to look into the Finders cult at all? Did you see the FBI document dump about this like shit in the '80s?
No, but I saw you were posting about it. Tell me about it.
Okay, so apparently, like back in the '80s, there was this cult in I think it was South Carolina called the Finders, and
Okay.
it
Ominous name already.
yeah. What was run by a guy named Marion Petty, who went by the name the Game Caller. Now,
Would you like to play a game?
I mean, kind of, except it's instead of that, it was like, would you like to traffic in children to
He
China?
he went by the name Jigsaw.
I mean, dude, I would at least love to have a good villain name. If you're gonna be a villain, like you do need a villain name. This guy is like the game caller. Everybody else is just like Ted Bundy, you know?
Yeah. Well, maybe he thinks he's a good guy. The bad child slave guy who thinks he's a good guy.
Well, so here's what
I'm just
happened.
giving these kids an honest day's work.
Oh
I'm the
no.
game caller.
Why does he talk like that?
He's a Southern dandy. The game caller from South Carolina. We're the Gamecocks, and I'm the game caller. My
Oh,
game, Cox, little kid Cox.
oh, God, I hope he talks like that for real.
Or maybe he talked like Shelby Foote from that Ken Burns Civil War documentary. He was like, the game caller. I've been writing letters to these little boys.
Well, dude, here's a fucked up thing. So like two of these dudes get busted because
Mhm.
they have a bunch of kids in a van, and somebody calls the
Jesus.
cops and is like, "Yeah, there's like starving children and two guys in suits out in this parking lot. Um, maybe you
Jesus.
should get the police over here." So the police come and they bust them, and the guys are like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, we're actually taking them to like a genius X-Men school in Mexico." And then they're like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound right at all. What's going
Yeah.
on here?" And then they look. You got to remember this is 1987. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely no genius schools in Mexico back then.
Well, no, this it gets worse than that. It's 1987. They've got a bunch of floppy disks, a computer, and then like a modem in there. The police described it as a device that would allow one computer to connect to another computer via a phone line.
Okay.
Not something people had in 1987,
No.
like at all.
Yeah.
And so they get all busted. It's there's a lot of shit on this, but it like
Mhm.
was in the news for about a week before they were like, "Oh, this is satanic panic. Don't worry about any of that." After they had reported, "Yeah, we raided it. They have all kinds of technological equipment. We found nude photos of the members
On
of
floppy
children."
disks. Oh
I
my
mean,
god. Child porn floppy
well,
disks.
no,
That's so fucked.
it was Polaroids. There was no pictures on that on like those old on those old computers. It was just like
Oh,
text.
okay.
But the stuff that was on those, the stuff they
Dot
found,
child porn.
right? Yeah,
Child porn dot JPEG. You just see the text for the file name.
yeah. I mean, well, dude, they had like they had files that were like Pentagon break-in. They had been collecting data on people that would like families that would ask for babysitters or tutors or whatever.
Whoa.
Yeah, all of this
That's
stuff.
dark, dude.
Apparently there was some satanic ritual stuff going on, and this
Of
guy
course.
Marion Petty, he had like his wife was a CIA agent, his son worked for Air America, which was that airline that the CIA, it was a front for the CIA to run drugs. Like
Sure.
that's all just confirmed as fuck.
Yeah.
And he had connections going back, into the '60s with intelligence community and all of that shit. And then the FBI was like, "Yeah, we're gonna handle all of this internally. Forget about it." And then there's that big document dump that just has even more information that was basically like, "Oh, and it was definitely all of that was true. It's CIA child trafficking." And yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I feel like that's not entirely uncommon. What prompted this document dump?
No fucking idea. No clue.
Yeah, that's so fucked. Yeah, it's always like some innocent, like young guy at one of these like 3-letter agencies who thinks he's onto some big case, and then it'll get up like 4 levels. Maybe his boss will be like, "Oh, killing it, dude. We got to fucking get these guys." And then eventually some guy will whisper to somebody, he'll be like, "Actually, they're with us.
Yeah.
They're actually our guys. You can't actually touch them. They're our people."
Well, I mean, there's the theory because I went down a deep like YouTube. Just it was my day.
Did you post a
yesterday.
documentary? I thought I saw
Yeah,
you posted a
yeah,
long
that was
video.
the best
Yeah,
one that I had found. It's
I'll have
just
to
an hour
watch that.
long. It's called like who will find what the finders hide or something like that. It's got a really dumb
Okay.
name.
Yeah.
But it's really good. They interview like the spokesman or the former spokesman for the finders and all of this, and he's like, "No, we're
They had
just
a
hippies."
They had a spokesman.
Yeah,
So they were like a public group that like behind the scenes was doing
no,
pedophile shit.
not at first. No, they weren't.
Okay.
When things came to light about him for that week or so in the media, this is just the guy who, was be like, "No, everything's fine," and then I guess still when asked says, "No, it's fine. We weren't doing any of that," but it seems like they were. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's great. The CIA just been trafficking children forever, and
Yeah. I one time said that the CIA are worse than Jews, and a lot of people gave me a lot of pushback on that. But I think I'm vindicated yet again on my opinion on this.
what do you mean that they're worse than Jews?
I mean exactly that they are worse than Jews, dude. They are way worse than Jews.
Oh.
Jews just a little bit annoying. The CIA is like doing a whole lot of fucked up shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there's an intersection, and then
Sure.
you have a lot of weird shit going on. But I mean, yeah, literally everybody who's anybody, even if they were Jewish, they now have like set their Jewish identity aside to assume the satanic pedophile moniker.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's almost like yet again, I'm vindicated on the world being run by satanic pedophiles. And it's really fun watching people come around to it or just totally ignore it and be like, actually, healthcare. Actually, let's talk about healthcare and maybe how we need to raise taxes or lower taxes. It's like, oh yeah, maybe we should be raising children outside of pedophiles' basements. That would be a better thing to raise, in my opinion. But I was talking to somebody about this a little while ago. And I was like, people will follow every single news story about Donald Trump or Russia or whatever the fuck they want to. And then something like this, the Finders documents come out and it's fucking mum. Like nobody has anything to say. And they were like, yeah, I think that's just a little too dark for people. And so they think that if they read these other things, that doesn't break their brain as much. It's like maybe your brain needs to be broken because you're fucked.
Well, I mean, the problem is too, like, a lot of these people are the same people. Well, I guess they're different people, but they're adjacent kind of minds, I guess, like on Twitter or something. Are the people that are going, "Oh yeah, it's the Illuminati, the Masonic Illuminati." I'm just like, just say Jews.
Well, a lot of the like early CIA and stuff was Freemason. Like Masonry was relevant 100 years ago.
Right.
Like very relevant 100 years ago. Now they've all like gone into higher powered positions. And the Mason thing is just like a networking group, where they're like, oh, you're a high up Mason, but you also do this other thing. That's how we know each other, is through the Masons. But like, as the Masons, we're not actually doing anything. We're all doing it's their side gig.
So it's just more nepotism, which is kind of like the issue with how people, certain people get into power,
Yeah.
positions of power anyway. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't buy the whole Illuminati thing. Like, Jesus is King came out.
Oh
Kanye's new
yeah, I
album.
saw that
Yeah.
retard.
Football players like, oh, actually, he's the Antichrist, and this is Masonic Masonry, fucking Illuminati shit. You know, it's just satanic pedophiles. You're right. I mean, that's just it's across the board. There's like a three-way Venn diagram of Masons and politicians and CIA, and it's all the same thing, and it meets in the middle with the crossroads of pedo and file. Just
Yeah, I mean, I heard Ray Kump one time on Tim Dillon's podcast when they were talking about the whole Epstein thing. He was like, well, what does it matter if they're doing satanic things? Can't we just focus on the fact that they're pedophiles? I was like, why is it that all the pedophiles are satanic? Tell me why they're doing satanic magic. Like, I'm pretty sure that this relates. I don't think that this is an accident that like every huge pedophile ring that gets uncovered, they're also like really into ritual sex magic with children and child sacrifice. Like, I don't think you can divorce the two issues. They're deeply related. And maybe that would break some people's brains to find out that there are people like fucking kids in dark robes with a goat mask on.
yeah, but they are. But they are.
They literally are.
I mean, it's not even a question of like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist thing now. It's like, oh, this is just something that continues to happen.
All the time.
Yeah, just
all the
constant.
fucking time. And they tie in, and there's like countless examples of this going back for so long, and people will just talk about literally anything else. And it's like, all right, you guys, cool. I guess, people will accuse me of not caring about anything. And it's like, oh, really? The satanic pedophile problem we have? That's not a big issue for me. I guess I care about nothing. You're right. I care about nothing. They'll be like, you're not reading the news anymore. You're not reading this stuff. It's like, no, because there are people fucking children in goat masks. I think that's a little bigger a deal than what's going on in Venezuela. Although that is important too. I just care about a different thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they have that problem in Venezuela. I'd imagine that's probably where they get a lot of the kids from.
I think they'd be more wealthy if they were into that.
Yeah.
I think that would actually behoove their economy to get into the business of satanic pedophilia.
Oh man, that just ends up
From a
being...
GDP standpoint, it's great.
Yeah.
But from a moral and ethical standpoint, I have to object.
USA's major exports include oil, coal, children, and corn.
My parents were friends with a guy who was, I don't remember like specific, he was some kind of like local cop. And he was talking about the Super Bowl was happening one year in the state I grew up in. And he was like, yeah, we're just constantly finding semi trucks full of women and children that are being trafficked in for people who are going to the Super Bowl, which costs a lot of money, to fuck while they're there for the Super Bowl. It's like anytime someone says they support sex workers, it's like, oh, so you support pedophilia, because half of these people are underage and the other half are just online fingering themselves while bells ding in the background of your computer.
Dude, that whole sex work is work thing is just fucking there's a whole shady part of like the sex work industry and like the pornography industry and all of that. It's like, and it all eventually I think leads into satanic pedophiles.
Always at the top. At the
Right.
bottom, you just get like actual slutty girls who don't know what's going on anywhere. And they're like, this would be so fun to ruin my body before I'm 30 years old.
I mean,
And then at the top end, it's satanic. Like when Mia Khalifa tried to do that, oh, poor me, I only made like $800. It's like, first of all, you probably made way more than that.
Yeah.
You probably made a lot of money. And you're lying.
oh, she's definitely
Second of
lying.
all-
she got fake tits.
Yeah.
She got fake tits from the porn. How much do those cost? Like what? 10,000 each? I don't know how much titties cost.
I actually don't know either. I don't know the
How
market
much are
value
breast
of.
implants?
I've been thinking about getting me some of those bad
I
boys.
would love some.
I'm not even gonna transition. Just be a dude with huge
Yeah.
tits.
Like, I'm actually just a really big Marilyn Manson fan.
Yeah, he
Um,
could have done that. He's someone who could have gotten away with that breast implants, and no one would have thought it was out of character.
well, he like did it in one of his videos, but obviously they weren't real titties. Well, they weren't
Yeah,
real titty implants. Yeah, so
sure.
the average cost of breast augmentation surgery is $3,824.
That's kind of cheap
Yeah, that seems a
compared to
lot
what I was
less.
thinking.
Yeah, I thought for sure it's like that's not bad.
Yeah, at least I would guess 10 grand for the whole procedure. 3 grand.
No,
Or
four.
basically four
Yeah,
grand.
3,800. I mean, that's not.
I could afford multiple. I could afford
I
breast
can get
and ass implants
more
right
titties.
now.
Just get titties all over my chest.
I'm gonna get titties on my ass. I want them to put nipples on my butt cheeks.
That would be the funniest thing in the entire world.
That would be pretty good. Just be like, look, I know that there's organ donors. I want you to take the nipples off of a dead woman and put them on my butt.
I mean, somebody. Well, you know, there's like the whole third nipple thing. Do you ever think it gets real far south and it's like on a butt?
That's a good question. Where are the locations that qualify as a third nipple versus what is just a weird growth
Yeah.
with discoloration? I don't know. Have you known people with third nips?
No, not that I can think of.
I've known one guy,
No.
and it was weird. It was really weird.
I,
It was like ribs area.
okay. I mean, was it
And
like a full developed? Like, did it look like a nipple?
it didn't have like areolas or anything. It basically was just like a little nub. I feel like a third nipple that was a fully formed areolic nipple. I've never seen that. But that I also don't know if areolic is a word.
It sounds like one though.
Yeah, I'm a scientist.
uh, so what were you saying? Something about I don't know, satanic pedophiles. Then we got on third nipples. Uh,
Yeah.
forgot.
Yeah, satanic pedophiles, they're out there. They're real. They're running your federal government, probably not your local government. I don't think any mayors,
Mm,
maybe some mayors,
yeah, I mean,
definitely some mayors, definitely the de
mayors.
Blasio family,
Right, you know, it's like, come on.
probably like big city mayors
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I mean, De Blasio, I'm just going to say it here. You heard it here first, folks. De Blasio fucks kids in goat masks. That's what he does. He's just a piece of
Dante
shit.
is not his son.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, my dog is fucking going crazy. One second, keep
All right.
talking. I can hear you.
Yeah, De Blasio is kind of a piece of shit. I think it's funny as hell that nobody in New York likes him, and then he was like, "I'm gonna run for president." It's like I don't know why he was trying to like transfer to a different school because he kept getting bullied at his school. I don't get it,
He
but
gave up on that real quick. It seemed.
yeah, well, yeah, of course he did. Nobody fucking likes that guy. He's an asshole.
Yeah. I legitimately don't understand people who will like run for president, get no support, no attention, and then will like make a big deal out of their announcement that they're stepping down from the race.
Well, it's what you're supposed to do. Plus, I mean, I think he just wanted to write books anyway. That's all any of those people ever want to do. I mean, basically, rich people are fucking trash. Like that's just
Yeah.
if like at best they're just trash fucking people. You know, if they're not being, you know, Satanist, pedo, child traffickers, they're just like crappy fucking people.
Yeah, that's true. It really seems like that's what the rich and like the ultra poor have in common. They're just
Yeah.
shitty. They don't the poor people don't fuck kids, but
Well,
they
a lot of them
do
do.
they do like to stab each other a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of those are chomos as well, running around.
Some,
Dickless.
yeah, there's definitely some people out there who are real poor and they're like, well, I could afford a hooker or
Yeah,
I could also eat dinner tonight and just fuck my neighbor's daughter.
yeah, you know. There's
I could just babysit. The finders told me all the families that are looking for local
oh
babysitters.
god, that whole thing is just fucking bizarre. And what's weird is like I had just gone down this YouTube black hole because I was like, for some reason, started thinking about the Heaven's Gate cult and just started
Mhm.
watching like their old stuff. And then I found one about the Finders and was like, oh, what the hell is this? And then later that day, that's when Erica told me about those documents, and I was like, that's fucking bizarre. That you know those things happen where
Sure.
you hear something for the first time and then like that's all you fucking hear about. But it
It
creeps
seems to
me
happen
out.
all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
That's like that's when I start to get into the whole like, holy shit. They're like it's that's when you find out who's into other weird shit. Is then you'll like bring up something obscure you found or read about, and then someone will be like, "Oh yeah, I've known all about that for years." Like Powder Keg, when I first started like reading a lot into like the occult, like all these fucked up pedophile groups and like all this shit and how they connect, like I would just be talking about the occult, and Powder Keg knows so much about the New Age movement and stuff. Like fucking blows my mind, dude. Everything that I brought up, he was like, "Oh, I read about that like 10 years ago. I know all about that."
I mean, is he into that new age crap?
He had a lot of friends who were into it,
Hmm.
and then I think he briefly like entertained it to the point not where he was gonna like adopt that entirely, but like kind of try and like blend worldviews, kind of just like take what you can get from it, sort of thing.
So
But he bailed on that real quick.
he got like a crystal necklace and was like, ah, this is stupid.
Dude, I've told you about that time that when I was dating the witch, we got in an Uber with this
God
dude,
about the
and
witch.
she had the guy in his Uber had a crystal on the dashboard,
Oh,
and she was just like sick quartz, and they talked about
oh,
crystals for like 45 minutes all the way home.
oh
It was
God.
so obnoxious. I was like, you can have her, dude. Just fucking drop
Yeah.
me off. You can keep her in the car. This sucks.
You're an Uber driver. Don't you guys sexually assault? Like, just go at it. It's fucking disgusting.
Apparently they do. My girlfriend was telling me a story where she was driven home. Oh, like this was less than a year ago. This was like 6 months ago, and she did like one of those things. You know how they can make multiple stops?
Yeah.
So like she was with her friend, and the Uber driver dropped her friend off, and then once her friend got out of the car, started chatting her up, and from there he was like, "Oh, you should be careful because you're really pretty, and a lot of people rape their
Oh
passengers."
fuck.
And then he was like, "You should give me your phone number." He started going into that like right afterwards, no segue. And then ultimately, like when they pulled up to her house, she said he parked and turned off the car.
Oh
And so
nice.
she like got out and just ran the fuck away. She
Dude.
was so scared.
No, that guy's just doing the implication right there. I mean, it's like, a lot of young girls get raped by their Uber drivers. You should give me your number.
To report other Uber
Yeah.
rapists. That's such a psycho move. Like before you kill somebody, be like, a lot of people get murdered doing exactly what you're doing right now.
You know people have done that though.
Oh, of course.
Like
Of
that's
course.
happened a lot.
Did you ever know anybody who got straight up murdered?
Yeah, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it was a guy. I can't remember his fucking name now. He was a guy that went to the same bar that I did a lot, and it was really
Okay.
fucked up because this crazy guy came into the bar, and he has like a knife or something like that, and he's being really
Whoa.
shitty and confrontational with people, and he like lunged out and tried to stab, and then this dude stepped in front of this woman and then just got stabbed down a bunch, bled the fuck out, and they found that guy just walking down the street with the damn knife, arrested him, but like, yeah, he fucking died.
Well, he died a hero, dude.
Yeah,
Shouts out to that guy
he
because that
was a
guy's a
nice
fucking
dude.
man.
Yeah, he was a really nice guy, but it's like, man, that was a solemn fucking few weeks at that bar, because it's like, oh,
I'm
that's
sure.
because he was there all the time. I can't remember his fucking name. It's
Oh yeah,
been
those local
years.
bars were like everybody's friends,
Yeah,
and then some dude gets stabbed in the bar,
yeah, it
and then
was
all the
bad.
same people just keep drinking there. Yeah, word's gonna travel about that.
Yeah, that was rough.
I don't think I know anybody who got like straight up murdered, but I do know people who like were sold bad drugs and died of bad drugs,
Hmm.
which is basically murder because the people knew they were selling him bad drugs.
Oh, well, yeah, if they knew. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the guy went to jail for it who sold them to him.
Sure.
So
Well, when the hell was that? Because like they didn't used to do that. Now they do
this
that.
was almost 10 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't arrested for it until like 3 or 4 years later.
So
Which
he
is
like forgot
bizarre.
about it entirely.
Yeah, he was probably like, "Oh, I killed that guy." I totally did. Let me think. Did I kill somebody? Did I sell somebody bad drugs? I think I maybe. I don't know.
He's just he's in NA now. He's just like, oh, you know what? Clean it up. He used to be a good guy, then they just kick in his door.
That would suck, but probably still he should go to jail a little bit.
Probably also was still selling people bad drugs.
He definitely was. He was like an older guy who came to my high school prom when he was like 23 years old,
Oh,
and
he's
he
awesome.
ended up knocking up the girl that he came with. Like, I think she was pregnant right at the end of high school with his child, and then he just fucking goes to prison. She was a smoke show, and he was a hideous, hideous beast.
Well, how old was she?
She would have been 17 or 18 when she got pregnant,
Okay.
and he was dating her since she was like 16, and
Ooh.
he would have been like 21.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, he did that.
Yeah.
I guess it's funny that he did that and then he went to jail for murder.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I imagine if you're probably a murderer, you're not really thinking too much about like statutory rape laws.
No, to him he was like a white rapper type.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of figured,
Yeah.
you know.
He was hanging out with that hard R guy from my hometown. You know, that guy I told you
Yeah.
about with the first, everybody called him Hard R, his name.
Yeah.
And it's not racist because the Jewish kids, the rich Jewish kids gave him that nickname. And Jews are allowed to say the N word.
Are they?
That's why Big J gets away with it.
Oh. Well, I still don't think they're allowed.
Yeah. Puerto Rican. Why do Puerto Ricans get the pass?
Nobody's sure on that one.
Nobody's sure.
No.
I love ambiguous N-word laws.
Yeah. I mean, it's just no. That's why it doesn't make any sense. That's why my only ideology is just like people get way too mad about that.
Yeah. Dude, before we started the show, Carlito's Way came on where Al Pacino plays a Puerto Rican dude.
Oh boy.
And so does Viggo Mortensen. Like, just Viggo Mortensen plays a Puerto Rican dude in a wheelchair who's like trying to entrap Al Pacino. And Viggo Mortensen's just talking like this. But Al Pacino just sounds the same. He just does the same, but he doesn't even try and do an accent for the movie. He's like, man, where I'm from in Puerto Rico, I love being from Puerto Rico. Everybody's got such a fat ass in Puerto Rico.
Never seen it.
It's so weird, dude. I think they the whole point of that movie was to intentionally cast people that weren't that race as that race. Like Sean Penn plays the most offensive caricature of a Jew I've ever seen in my entire life.
Good.
It's so fucking funny. He's so wormy and squealy. He's like a rich Jewish lawyer who's addicted to cocaine and just fucks everyone over every chance he gets.
Oh god, that's awesome.
It's not a bad movie. It's actually pretty good.
I haven't seen it. What would, I guess I haven't seen any movies lately.
Yeah. You saw the trailer for that one, though. The movie about the countdown clock.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? That's out now. That looks stupid. So it's just the whole thing is just it's an app that it counts down how long you have to live, and then it final destinations you.
Yeah. I don't see the point. Like, is there some, because in Final Destination, right, the plot is that Death, right? I think Death is a character.
Pretty much.
Like, the guy with the scythe and the hood. And I don't think they show him, but like the whole idea of Death as fate plays in. Whereas, like, this is how everybody's going to die. You can't escape death. This movie, I don't know what the force at hand is.
The slogan.
Is there like a killer?
I don't fucking know. It's dumber than shit. Now, before my account got locked on Twitter, I can't get into it now.
How? How did that happen so fast?
No fucking idea, dude. But it's
literally between recording the episode and releasing the episode, your account was already gone.
Yeah. So I'm just not on Twitter. But I did get to tweet that at him. That it's just Final Destination. It's just fucking Final Destination because even the tagline for it is the worst thing.
What was it?
The countdown. Death. There's an app for that.
Oh,
I know.
Dude. I mean, that should have come out like 20 years ago. Or like 10 years ago. There's an app for that. When the fuck was the last time you heard anybody say that?
Well, I wonder if the copyright or trademark thing, whatever, kind of lapsed on it, and Apple was just like, "Yeah, we don't say that gay shit anymore." So
you can fucking have it with your gay ass movie.
Yeah, it's your stupid cell phone murder movie.
Put it in your gay phone movie.
I'm just annoyed that like there's so many people that worked on that film that made money, I'm sure.
There are
Yeah.
people who are going to end up making millions of dollars off of that movie.
I don't know that much. I think it's gonna flop, but
It will. It's Halloween though, so people will go see it.
yeah, maybe. I mean,
People love to go see. I didn't really think that many people went to the movies anymore,
hmm,
but they do.
I, do they? I mean, I guess probably. I just
Black people love going to the movies. They love
right.
it.
Well, they still love going to malls though.
Yeah. Well, that's because they like to be loud publicly.
Right.
It's not the same if you're just loud inside your own house.
You got to be loud on the bus. You get the Beats pill going on there. You get,
Oh hell yeah, dude.
got to make
I
sure
told you about
everybody
that
knows.
guy that I saw who was just going around begging for money, just going homeless, homeless, homeless.
No.
I talked about it, not funny too. This guy's just going around. He's wearing like a fucking onesie, like mechanic suit,
Oh, great.
jumpsuit. He's just going around. He's covered in dirt, and he's just homeless, homeless, homeless. Like he's a fucking auctioneer.
Oh, that guy works his way up.
Can I get 50 cents? Anybody got 50 cents? 50 cents here. 50 cents. Can I get a dollar? Dollar.
that'd be good. A homeless auctioneer on hard times. I'm thinking
Yeah,
this
that'd
homeless
be great.
guy.
The picky homeless man who only wants money from one person. He's like, who's going to give me the most money? Who's got the most money?
I I just want to see this guy, the homeless guy, work his way out of that poverty, and then he's just like, he goes in, he's like, data entry, data entry, data entry. That's what he does.
Homeless is a really good word to do that. Homeless, any two-syllable word you can do that very well with.
Oh, I can think of one.
Gay sex, gay sex, gay sex.
Well,
Who wants some gay sex?
because what it is, it's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yes, exactly, dude.
So
Yeah, he's just a homeless black guy who loves monster trucks.
homeless, homeless, homeless. Today,
This Monday.
I will not have a home. You could help it. Oh man.
Did you ever go to a monster truck rally?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's so white trash. That's awesome.
Well, I think I only went to one, and I was like disappointed because I thought that that fire-breathing metal dragon thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be cooler than it was because I was like, I'm a kid, so I'm like making
Sure.
all this up in my brain, and I'm like, it eats cars. It doesn't eat fucking cars. It just stands there and shoots fire out of its mouth.
It's never ate one car.
No, never.
That would be really cool if it did, though.
Yeah.
And it just burned the driver alive.
Well, I didn't think there'd be drivers in it.
People are dying at the monster truck rally due to Godzilla, metallic Godzilla.
Well, the thing was, I thought it was gonna be more car crushing than it was, but
Sure.
it was like, it was just Bigfoot and Gravedigger, and they would.
Oh, you saw the Gravedigger.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I
Yeah.
assume there's more than one.
Does Gravedigger have the same driver, or is it like
Probably not.
multiple cars with different drivers, all named Gravedigger?
I think it's probably because, like, I think it's kind of like the brand, kind of like how
Sure.
NASCAR you got like the Tide car and stuff. But this,
Yes.
instead of sponsors, I think it's just the brand. I'd bet that there's probably multiple ones and multiple drivers. Um, it's yeah, Bigfoot and Gravedigger. Those are the only monster truck guys I know. But I don't think it's the same drivers ever.
Yeah, I would definitely go to one. That would be fun. I would also love to go to live wrestling. I think those two things would be fun as hell.
Been to quite a few live wrestling matches when I was a kid.
You have
Oh
like
yeah.
amateur or pro?
Oh, well, I went to one amateur one, which was pretty funny, and then went to a WCW and then a couple WWF ones.
Oh, no. So you saw some big shows
Yeah,
then.
yeah. Well, I saw the Big Show.
What was more fun though? Oh, you saw the big show.
I saw
That's
the Big
fucking
Show, yeah.
rad, dude. That's so cool.
Uh,
What was the amateur show like? Was it fun?
yeah, it was because it was in West Virginia, and
Oh,
like
fuck yes.
it was just at some community center or whatever. And I mean, I don't even know if we had to pay to get in. The only thing I really remember about it is there was a tag team match, and these two guys were hillbillies, and then they came out with buckets of RC cola and moon pies. And handed them out to people. I got a moon pie, and I was disappointed because I wanted a cola because I was thirsty. But I had the moon pie. I was all right with
That's so sick, dude. Amateur wrestling has way better moves. There's this one guy named Joey Ryan. and he has two of the sickest moves ever. He's got one called the dick suplex, where somebody grabs him by the junk, and then they like pretend like the dick has a hold on them and they can't let go. And then he like twists his hips and they flip over. It's fucking so sick.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
then they also do like co-ed wrestling matches, like
Sure.
where a man will wrestle a woman in amateur. And he has another move called the boob suplex, where he grabs a girl by her tits from behind and then he suplexes her.
And that guy, what is that guy's character? The sexual harasser? I mean,
I don't even know what his he's just named Joey Ryan. It's not even like a fucking. And I think he's not even a heel. I'm pretty sure he's a good guy.
oh, that's great.
Dude, the boob suplex is sick. The dick suplex is also really good.
That one seems better than anything else because the
It's
idea,
so funny.
yeah, the idea of just being able to, like, have a powerful penis that it can attack people
They can
is,
get a grip on somebody.
yeah,
It like wraps itself around their hand.
dude. Oh fuck. You know what that reminds me of? I had
What?
this movie on DVD. I bought it at like a dollar store long time ago. It's fucking horrible. It's from like the 70s called Soul Vengeance, I think it was.
Is it a like a black kung fu movie?
It's a black movie, yeah. So like these cops like bust this guy, this black guy, and then they like cut his wiener up, you know. Yeah, they
What?
cut his wiener up, and then like for whatever reason, after that, he goes around and like takes revenge on these cracker ass cops with his dick.
That's crazy.
In the last
How does he
scene,
fight them with his dick?
well, it'll grow, and like at the end, the last one, it's like this comically large tentacle penis that like strangles a cop, and he's just standing there going,
With a dick around his neck?
"Oh man, it's fucking it's a work of art." I'm pretty sure it's called Soul Vengeance.
That's fucking incredible, dude.
Back when you could
That's
make
so
movies
cool.
with heart.
Did it just have like dicks out, like show dick?
Not until the end, no. When
Okay,
you only
just
saw
at that was the big reveal.
yeah,
Was his dick?
it was a very big reveal. It was
Dude, I'd love to see. What's that movie where Jean Claude Van Damme dips his fists in glass for the fights?
Bloodsport.
Bloodsport. Yeah, I'd love to see like a Bloodsport version of Joey Ryan or that guy where he like dips his dick into glass and then he just fucking cuts people with his dick.
Oh god, dude. I used to watch Bloodsport a ton, like a million times at the neighbor kid's house.
Hell yeah. I never got into Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, so I feel like that's going to be the next year of my life.
It should be.
Is just going back and watching Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I really want to go through a phase where I just do that.
A lot of them are bad, but I remember Bloodsport being good, but also I was 7, so I don't know.
Yeah. It's probably sick. Honestly, it's probably great.
Well, Jean-Claude Van Damme was Guile in the Street Fighter movies.
Was he really? I
Yeah.
never saw any of the Street Fighter movies.
Oh, they were horrible.
Yeah, were they better than the Mortal Kombat movies though?
No, dude, because the Mortal Kombat movies are like kind of campy and
Mortal Kombat 1 was good. My mom used to teach ballet, and you know when like they used to make those like maybe 10-inch TVs with a VHS player built into it.
yeah,
It was basically like portable. It was like a portable DVD player before they had one.
right.
And when she would teach ballet, I would go with her, and I would go into the empty ballet studio and put Mortal Kombat on that small TV that I would bring with me. And me and my friends would just fight in the empty ballet studio while the Mortal Kombat movie was on.
Oh, that's awesome though.
It was sick. Mortal Kombat 2 was terrible though.
Yeah,
Dog shit.
it was pretty bad. I mean, I liked how they like lined up with the games though, because you know Johnny Cage died, and then they took him out of the next game, and then brought him back, and was
That's right.
dead or whatever. I mean, it does seem like the second one really was just kind of a money grab, but the first one was not bad for a Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, and you get to see Goro get punched in the balls.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first one had Christopher Reeves as Raiden, the blind guy who talks like
He
this.
wasn't Christopher Reeves because Christopher Reeves was a Superman guy who was in a wheelchair back then.
Oh fuck! Then who am I? Who's the guy who Nick Mullen got banned up from Facebook for posting a picture of his balls?
I don't know.
He was in the Highlander. He was the Highlander.
Let's see. Let
Who
me
the fuck
see.
was that guy? Yeah,
Look it up.
Highlander.
Well, that's just telling me.
Christopher Reeves was the wheelchair Superman.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair for fucking ever.
Christopher Lambert.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes
Okay,
sense.
I'm pretty sure Christopher Lambert was Raiden in the first one.
Yeah.
And then the second one, it was the guy who plays Dexter's dad in Dexter as Raiden.
They wait, they recast him?
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
They kept Liu Kang, and I think they kept Johnny Cage. I'm pretty sure they recast Jax.
I see. I
And
don't
he just
remember.
had like terrible, clearly foam arms. Like it looked like Hulk hands as his metallic arms. It was the shittiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah, those were good. Those were fucking good movies. Well, the first one was a good movie. Of course, the thing is, I don't want to go back and like rewatch this stuff because if I do, I'll just go, oh wow, I was just a gay little kid.
Yeah.
It was fucking horrible because they weren't even kids movies. They weren't for kids.
No, they were made for adults
Yeah,
for an that played an M-rated game at the
right.
time.
And nobody, video game companies and the movie companies, they knew what the fuck they were doing. All right, they knew I was playing
Oh
those
yeah.
games.
They knew you were playing those games. They still know. I remember the worst trade-in I ever made at like a Blockbuster or a GameStop because you used to be able. I mean, you can still trade shit in for money. I traded in a Sega Genesis, an N64, and a bunch of games for both systems, dirt cheap at the time because that was when those systems were worthless. And I traded that in for one of the new Mortal Kombat games
Ugh.
for PlayStation 2. The worst trade ever for one game. I got less than $60. I'm pretty sure I still had to pay $15 cash to
Wow.
get the fucking game at the end of the day.
See, I would say that those are probably that would be worth something now, but they're not because everything is, all ROM emulator stuff. Like you can get the tiny little Sega Genesis. It's got like 200
Yeah,
games on it or whatever.
those are sick. Yeah, with all the games ever that they've
Yeah.
ever made for them. That's a steal. I've still been playing 2K and I
Hmm.
found out that it's not that the game is hard. It's that the game mode that I was playing, your character starts out as dog shit and you have to increase his stats and all my stats were just so low that I just couldn't do anything
Sure.
well.
Like where you just play one play, like a legacy or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird only playing as one player, but it is fun. I've been playing a lot of fucking 2K, dude.
Yeah.
It had me thinking of trying Madden again, but then I realized I don't need to just play a bunch of sports games. If I'm having fun with this one, I don't need to pay $60 for another sports game.
Well, why don't you just go get one of the like I don't know, 2017 or something?
That's true. Those are well. If they, I wish they would put Madden on PlayStation now. I would play a Madden on PlayStation now.
Well, if you just go to like a GameStop or whatever, or even just online. I mean, the ones that are like 2, 3 years old, they're usually like $3, $4.
Yeah, I had a buddy ask me why I was having fun playing it. And I was like, it's just so mindless. Like it's literally a game you can put on. You can listen to any music you want. You can mute the TV. You can talk to your friends. You can do whatever the fuck you want while you play it. And like, there's something so sad. I'm getting into it. Like I get emotional when I play the game. I talk to myself. I yell at the TV. I'm like a fucking boomer when I play that game. I get so into it.
Well, I mean, at least you got something to do, I guess. The only games I played recently, uh, Inner Chains, which is fucking horrible. It's like you just run around. I guess you're like in hell or something. That was
Okay.
obnoxious. It was awful. And then another game called Neverending Nightmares, which felt like that game was never gonna fucking end. It just kept going. I mean, it was kind of the art style was neat. It was like seemed all hand drawn and shit. But after a while, I mean, how many times can you go, ah, it's spooky blood?
Yeah.
Games
I
aren't
mean,
good.
was it free? Was it
No.
cheap at least?
Yeah, it was cheap.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a lot of great. I feel like there's some games coming out that I don't know what they are because I don't really follow. I have some friends who are excited for the new Pokemon. I don't get that. I haven't
Nah.
played Pokemon since I was a child.
Played Pokemon Go for a little bit and then stopped.
There's something very disturbing to me when I see a grown person playing Pokemon Go, like a 40-year-old man playing Pokemon Go on his work commute. Disturbs me.
Pokemon Go to the polls. Fuck.
I'm chilling here with Pikachu. Just chilling out with Pikachu.
Oh god, it'll never be not fun to make fun of that stupid bitch.
No. Is she running again or is
No.
this is how little attention I'm paying is that I just see people talk about it and I'm like, maybe I literally don't
No,
care.
no. She's not gonna fucking run again. I mean, nobody likes her. Nobody on the planet likes that bitch anymore.
Yeah. Well, you'd think that like a lot of people would have been like, oh, she's into the pedophile thing.
Right.
And so even if I did like her, I guess I can't endorse that anymore. But there's still all these fucking dumb women on Twitter, yas queening every stupid fucking shitty post on Twitter that she makes. It's so annoying.
Where the fuck did the Yas Queen bullshit come from? Well, besides black women, but like, where
I
did
think
it?
yeah, black women to white gay men pipeline
Right.
that released it to mass culture.
I mean, it's not even a thing. That, and like, I've also never understood the whole, here's the tea, spilling the tea, all of that. I know it came
Yeah.
from black women,
I just think
DMV
black women
employees.
didn't know what tea was. I'm convinced that black people didn't know what tea was. Although I guess they like iced tea.
Yeah.
Not just the man, but also the
Right,
drink.
sure. But I like the man more than the drink, I gotta say. I want to outlaw sweet tea. I've never had it, I don't
Yeah.
think. I just don't, I'm comfortable by it.
Does it feel gay to you?
It does. It feels a little gay.
It it feels gay, yeah.
That's the metric of which you have to judge all things is does it feel gay?
It's so dude, my girlfriend gets so frustrated because every time she says something, I'm like, she wants to do something. I'm like, sounds kind of gay. I don't know if I want to do that.
It's just normal stuff. It's just
She's like, you want to have a margarita? Sounds pretty gay. Honestly, sounds gay.
oh man. Yeah, I don't get the margarita thing. I can kind of understand where you're coming from with whipped cream, but I
Yeah.
still don't get it. But I'm just trying to step into
I don't
your
even get
mind.
it, dude.
You
I
know?
don't even get. I don't even comprehend my own what my own brain thinks is gay.
I mean, what about like
I think it's because like I picture how a gay man would eat any food when I'm thinking of is it gay and
most
whipped
of the
cream
time
like
like anyone else?
okay yes but like I'll see a straight man, so this is what I mean when I say it. It's not that I'm
Okay.
literally picturing a gay guy. It's like I'll see a straight person eat food, like I'll see a straight guy lick whipped cream off of his bowl of ice cream or something. I'm like, you faggot. That's my metric. If I see another straight man do it and I call him gay in my head, it's gay. And if I see like a straight man sip out of like a margarita glass, I'm like, oh my, do you see yourself?
So
Do you see yourself right now? This is so gay.
so you probably don't like straws in drinks then.
I hate straws and drinks.
Okay.
At a restaurant, I will risk disease to not drink from a straw. I will risk disease 10 times out of 10. Like I had to drink the margaritas through a straw last
Mhm.
night. And I was like, this is so, if I could see myself, I would make fun of myself.
That's I think it's just very much a you thing.
What is the deal with cocktail straws where they're so skinny and they give you two?
Well, they're really for stirring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can drink them out of there, and they give you two because they're so damn small, but they're really for
Yeah.
stirring, you know.
Why don't you give me a bigger straw then?
Because then it's gonna fall out of the tiny little glass.
Okay.
So, it's really just for stirring because you should be, if you have a mixed drink, if it sets there, the alcohol settles all at the bottom. So you want to
Okay.
stir it up. Or you can go through the straw route, let it all settle at the bottom, and then you're pretty much just drinking all the alcohol, and then you can throw out the, like,
I
you know.
think that's what I was doing. This is how retarded I am. I don't understand like the basics of cocktails.
I mean, I just,
I don't understand literally something made to make you stupid.
yeah.
I already sober don't get that.
I'm just trying to picture you going about your day, just being like crosswalks. I don't know. Seems kind of.
I'm just walking to the left of the lines
Right.
just for no reason. No, crosswalks are fine. But I will say this. If I get the chance to cross at a 45-degree angle instead of going through two crosswalks, I will.
Okay, but that's just efficient.
Exactly. But a lot of people won't do that.
I mean, I try not to, just because it's illegal.
Is it?
Yeah, jaywalking, dude. That's what jaywalking is.
I thought jaywalking was going when the light is red.
No, jaywalking is when you don't use the crosswalk, or when the light is red.
Yeah.
So
But one of
walking
my
when-
lights is green and there's nobody on the other side. I can't even see it because I'm going at 45 degrees. I can't see what the other side says.
Technically, it's jaywalking still, dude.
I think I have plausible deniability.
Yeah, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Sir, I'm retarded. Sir, I just want to let you know before you try and write me a ticket right now, I am a retarded person. I'm a dumb guy.
I want to try that, actually. That'd be good. Do you know how fast you were going? No, I'm retarded.
Dude, I know somebody who volunteered at basically like a house. It's like a halfway house for retards, you know. They just but they live there forever. So it's not like an old folks. It's like the in between of an old folks home
But that's
and
not
a halfway house.
it's not a halfway house.
Well, it's halfway a house because they have half a brain. So like
That's what a halfway house is. But okay.
it's basically this is okay. You get what I'm saying.
I
Let's not
mean,
nitpick here. But she was telling me that like once a year or something, if they're getting government benefits, they interview a bunch of people they know and the person to like decide if they're retarded enough to keep getting. And the idea of retard tribunals has just been making me laugh so hard for the past few days once I found that out. It's like the first scene from Blade Runner where they're trying to find out if the person's retarded.
for fuck's sake. I mean, when you said retard halfway house, I was like, that's already a pretty funny visual of just
Oh, it's
like,
hilarious. Just a house of retards.
yeah, but like down, like, because I'm thinking like they're MS-13 getting out of prison, but they have Down syndrome, you know, like all tatted up face tattoos.
Yeah.
I wonder. I gotta look right now and see if I can find Down syndrome face tattoos.
Instead of the Crips for Mexicans, I would love to see multiple sclerosis 13. Where they're all just That's the kind of MS they have.
Oh, that's pretty good. Multiple sclerosis 13. Oh, fuck. Here's a really good one. Hold on. Good grief.
Is this just a house full of retards?
No. It's some guy who I am assuming that's his
Oh
brother.
my
He got a
yo.
he got a fucking portrait tattoo of his Down syndrome brother.
As Hercules?
I mean, I guess it looks like had just been eaten by a lion or something. I don't know what the
Well,
fuck.
Hercules wore the lion head.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of his great feats of strength was killing some lion.
Uh,
Dude, what's funny is his brother doesn't even look that much less retarded than him.
no, he doesn't.
His brother looks just what the fuck is the picture beneath that?
That is looks like just
Oh, it's just a Down
it
syndrome.
just says Down syndrome and as a chest tattoo, uh, which is probably the best tattoo I've ever fucking seen.
Dude, going to that tattoo artist with just a picture of a Down syndrome guy. Be like, can you put that on my arm? He's like, this is sick, bro. This is sick. So cool. You're so thoughtful. You're so meaningful. People who think tattoos are meaningful confuse me.
Oh God, yeah. We got this one when my brother died of a heroin overdose. You know, this one's for my mom.
Yeah,
This is
this
for
one
my
to
stepmom.
To remind me that my brother died. It's like, oh, you need a reminder that your brother died. You can't just remember that on any given day.
No, you should just get funny tattoos. That's why the Down syndrome portrait tattoo is it's double. It's great.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very funny. And what's funny also is Down syndrome guy is Hercules. Hercules, thinking back on it, may have had Down syndrome, and that's why he was so strong.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Hercules. That'd be so funny, like Hercules and Samson, like they actually didn't necessarily have powers; they just had Down syndrome, and everybody at the time was like, "Whoa, this guy is so strong." They put some Down syndrome guy in chains in a temple, and he rips down the pillars, and it collapses around him. Like, whoa, legendary!
I mean, they had to have had Down syndrome people for, ever.
Yeah. Although they definitely killed them in some parts of the world.
Probably,
In the
yeah.
more savage parts of the world, they were probably like, what the they didn't even know what it was. They were like, why is this kid's face all fucked up?
Yeah.
They just killed him because
They probably did, dude. They probably thought
they
they were
killed so many
demons.
Mosaic DS
Oh,
because they
yeah.
didn't know that they were
God.
fucking fine, dude.
Yeah, they're just ugly looking. I mean,
Yeah.
that's horrible to think about. But they definitely, I mean, they would just call you a demon and kill you for basically anything.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they still just kill Down syndrome people in China.
Probably, yeah.
Although it's harder to tell, I imagine.
No, you can tell because they still got the forehead. Well, no, they got big
Like,
foreheads too.
oh, he a mongoloid. They're like, what kind? Which kind of mongoloid is he?
Oh god damn. I mean, it's rough to make fun of people with Down syndrome. You shouldn't do it to their face ever, but
I would never be mean to a retarded person in their face. Just,
well, if they were an asshole, I would.
oh, I knew a retarded bully in high school. I knew multiple retarded bullies, actually. There were three
Oh,
that all went to my high school and all rude in different ways. One of them just had fetal alcohol syndrome. He was a midget,
okay.
and he was the biggest asshole of them all. Then there was a
Well,
wheelchair
he probably
guy.
had a really shitty home life if you think about it, dude.
He, of course, did.
It's
He, it's implied he did. He was born with fetal alcohol syndrome.
yeah, yeah, it was probably a little acting out because he didn't have any control over his home life.
I
So.
have no patience for this fucking midget with fetal alcohol syndrome when he's being an asshole, dude. I'll tell you that right now. Not my problem. Don't take it out on me. You're retarded. I can beat you up.
He's just acting out because he wants to, be loved, but he doesn't know how to comprehend those emotions because he doesn't see them while he's growing up as a kid.
Well,
and
people tried to be nice to him. They did. People always gave him the benefit of the doubt. This one, all the other retards people were just nice to because they were so much more retarded. This guy just is like a fetal alcohol syndrome midget, who could talk. He could talk like this. That was like the main thing about it. But he'd call you bitch all the time. Like, what's up, bitch? And he would try. He'd like pick fights with you. He was really. He would always catcall girls in the hallways. Hilarious,
That's
honestly.
great.
One of the funniest people to
Hey,
observe.
baby, bring that pussy over here.
Yeah, give me that pussy, bitch. Fucking hilarious. And like, as a concept, thinking back on him now, I hold no ill will towards him today because I don't have to deal with him. But in everyday life, you're like, get the fuck away from me, retard. You suck. But yeah, the other two, one of them would just hit people and he was really strong.
Sure.
But that wasn't what he was known for. He was known because he was fucking packing dong, dude. In the locker rooms, everybody was like, did you see his fucking thing? Like, this is nuts. This is crazy. Oh my God. I'd hit people too, unsolicited, if I had a dick like that. That's crazy. What are you going to do? But then the third one was in a wheelchair, and he was the biggest asshole to me. I had beef with him. We used to always make, like in Madden, when we'd make a team, we'd make him as a character as the kicker.
This would be funny. Oh, it's mean,
I love
though.
that move, dude. I love that. We just laugh to it. It's just like me and two of my friends just laughing to ourselves, not even telling people about it.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I never told him. I was like, we made you the kicker.
Yeah.
I should have. One time he wheeled over my foot when I was wearing sandals and looked me in the eyes and laughed at me. And I was like, I'm about to rip you out of that chair, dude. I'm about to fucking throw you on the ground.
I mean, I'd laugh too. If I had a wheelchair, I would totally just wheel over people all the time and be like, sorry.
Yeah. Would you date a woman in a wheelchair? Like, not just on principle. I know you're in a relationship. I know you're not looking to get out of that relationship. But on principle, would you date a woman in a wheelchair?
See, I've thought about that just because I guess it's only been twice, but seeing a really hot girl in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I probably would. It would probably. I don't know how long I could deal with it. I mean, it would present its. It depends on like how disabled, I guess, because it's like. Well, like I mean, no. Is it like from the waist down? Is it from like the chest down?
Sure.
Because it would
Okay.
present its own type of difficulties, but for the most part, people in wheelchairs live pretty normal fucking lives.
Yeah. Mostly. Fucking Viggo Mortensen played that Puerto Rican. He was in a wheelchair in Carlito's Way.
Oh man.
He was trying to entrap Al Pacino with while wearing a wire. So he was a criminal in a wheelchair. A criminal in a wheelchair gotta be a tough life.
Yeah, you can't really thug out in a wheelchair.
No, that would be tough to do. But I bet they still fuck. I bet they like
Sure.
when like a girl's getting sexed into a gang, she probably still has to fuck the wheelchair guy.
Probably, yeah. I mean that's what I mean. Is it like just the legs don't work, or is it like we're doing a motorized wheelchair situation? Because the neck down versus like the waist down, pretty different stuff.
Yeah,
Because a lot
I
of
don't know
wheelchair
what's
guys like their dicks still work. And they're very
yeah.
proud of it. If you ever go on YouTube and look up like wheelchair guys, they're like they always make up this story and they're like, yeah. And after the accident, the nurse she came in, she blew me. Because that's just what
Yo.
Yeah. She blew me. Now I play murder ball.
Dude, murder ball is the funniest shit in
It's
the world. But
stupid as fuck.
what is weirder? Two people in a wheelchair that are a couple. They're both in wheelchairs.
Okay.
Or an able-bodied person dating a person in a wheelchair.
I don't think either one of them's weird.
I think both are weird, but I don't know which is weirder. I think it's just because I think I think there's another me thing.
Yeah, I mean,
or I'm like that person's broken. Leave them alone.
no, I mean they just don't have the use of their legs.
Yeah, but two people in a wheelchair. I was joking with my girlfriend about this, like how they would have sex is they just like wheel at each other really fast and they crash, and that's how they.
Well,
Then they're on top of each other on the ground. They're like, "We did it, okay." And now we just get somebody to pick us up naked and put us back into our chairs.
I don't think that. I don't think that it's anything like that. I think this is something you have created entirely in your head.
I like that. I like they're flying at each other like Dragon Ball Z, where they have their fists back, just wheeling at each other really fast. It's like that scene in Scary Movie 2 where they're just wheeling down the hallway at each other really fast.
Oh man,
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
a lot. This is
Recently, it's been a thing I've been thinking. I don't know why. I think it's because there's a guy who rides the same bus that I do who is in a wheelchair, and like every time he gets on it, I get annoyed,
Yeah.
and so because they have to like lower the ramp and raise the ramp, and if you go in front of the wheelchair guy, you're an asshole, and so you don't even get to sit down and wait for him. But
yeah, that is kind
literally, it's just me being inconsiderate.
Well, I mean it is kind of annoying. But I mean that's just I'm sure that they realize that's annoying as well. But you still have your legs.
Yeah. Well, he's a Chad about it. He doesn't care. So I'll give him that. He like laughs while the ramp comes down. He's like, "You bitches, you gotta wait for me. Bow before me. Get on your knees before me."
Wheelchair Chad.
Yeah,
Wheel
dude,
Chad.
The fucking retard in the wheelchair was a wheelchair Chad too. He told one of my friends in front of a group of girls that he was the biggest bitch he knew.
Well, it's kind of awesome because it's like, what are you gonna do? Punch the guy?
I know, and he said it in retard voice too. He was like, "The biggest bitch I know."
Fuck, I can't imagine ever being that fucking punked.
I know, you're on the spot when that happens. You're played. You've been played, homie.
Yeah. God damn, no, that's rough. That's rough.
I'd probably go home and kill myself. That'd be somebody writing your note that the retard made you kill himself, and everybody goes to school and bullies the retard for making you kill yourself.
I mean, I think if you do kill yourself, you should definitely, or at least I would, like, just leave a list of people that you hate in the suicide note and just be like, yeah, these are the people that made me do it. Because at very least, you know, they're going to get a knock on the door from a cop, and then they're going to have to go the rest of their lives going like, shit, did I drive that guy to kill himself? And it's like, no. He's just an asshole.
Dude, that guy who I told you about who gave the guy bad drugs, who OD'd and died, I was one of the last people, like I was in the group of last people to see him alive the night before he died. And the next day we got a call from the fucking DEA.
Yeah.
Because they were like, yeah, we saw you were with him last night and he's dead now. So we're going to need to like...
Oh, yeah. They got to talk to you. I mean,
they had to talk to us.
You know.
And they didn't really talk to me because I wasn't the one he called. They talked to my friend. But it's like we were all in it still together the next day. We got the call. It was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, that's rough. I mean, you got to think that's got to be really tough anyway. I mean, like I had a friend that died, but she just died of like cancer. So it was like, you know, it's just the cancer. But if one of your friends is like murdered or something like that, you not only are you trying to process the grief, but you got to go in and talk to the police and be like, I promise I didn't kill him.
Yeah, well, I think it was just a phone call from my friend. I think they just called him and he was like, look, dude, I went with him. He bought some other drugs that I didn't buy, and that's why I'm alive.
Right.
And he's not. So like, I wish I could tell you more, but like, I literally don't know what killed him. Like, I don't know what he took.
Yeah. Shit. That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking crazy. What a dark ending to the show. It's like it
Yeah,
was
I
like
mean,
10 years ago, people. We're over it.
yeah,
We're over it.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what else we could say. I hate to end like that, but you know,
Okay, ready? We'll end on something funny. Rapid fire. Rapid fire funny. What have you been thinking about recently that makes you laugh?
putting people's names I hate in my suicide note. Um,
That's pretty good.
I mean, it's oh, I did. I got into a I wouldn't call it a confrontation, but I had an incident at the Kroger this morning.
Ooh, what happened?
This fucking bitch, I'm pulling out to leave, and this bitch comes swinging around and then uh, goes into the parking space beside me, almost fucking hits me, and then pulls up into the empty one in front of that, and is screaming at me. So I get the fuck out and I go, "What the fuck are you doing, you fat bitch?"
You called her a fat bitch?
Yeah, and then she's trying
That's
to
so
waddle
sick.
out. She goes, "What the fuck did you say?" I go, "You're a fat fucking bitch." And I get in my car and I get back in and I'm driving. And then I see, of course, she has a black boyfriend
Of
who
course.
is wearing a medical mask, who like tries to come over to my car and is like peering in through the window. So I just give him the finger and then keep going. I mean, yeah, I was proud of myself. That was some things that I could have said.
Dude, black dudes in a medical mask are the most crazy.
I don't know why he was wearing a medical mask.
Yeah, that would be. I'd almost have to crack my window and be like, "Sir, why are you wearing that?"
Yeah,
He's like,
excuse
"You know
me.
how my bitch of a girlfriend smells? This bitch so fat, she stinks. But the pussy though."
Oh God, no, she was fat. She was one of the ones where they got to like waddle back and forth, rock back and forth to get out of the
Yeah.
car.
What's
Then
funny is it's always like jacked black guys with
oh
fat
no,
girlfriends too.
no, this
No,
guy
this is a
was
fat black guy with a fat
no
girlfriend.
skinny guy. He was like
Okay.
my size, except I was fatter. I'm fatter than he was.
Seeing like jacked black dudes with a fat ass girlfriend, I'm like, what do you? Why?
It's just the
Like
way,
you're clearly you're jacked.
you know.
Like you can do better than this.
That's I mean,
You could probably even find some girl who hates her dad who's hotter than
yeah.
this.
I mean, you would. I don't know. I don't understand it either. But like, I don't understand like when people put Sylvester the cat like a backwards hat on Sylvester the cat and wear T-shirts of him. You know, I don't fucking get it. Like, why would anybody wear sweatpants to say "juicy" on the booty? You know, like, I
Yeah,
don't know. I just there's certain things. These are the mysteries of life that we'll never understand.
that's true. Yeah. What a cliffhanger.
Yeah. So
Till
till
what a
next time,
cliffhanger.
folks.
Next time we'll have an answer for you to these questions.
Right.
We're gonna look it up. But also, look, I know I tweeted the show late. I get it, people, but you should also help spread the show.
Yeah.
Help spread the show, please, because we're trying to get some listeners to this bitch. We're trying to move up in the world.
In the world of podcasting, you don't want to go too high in the world of podcasting because it's
Yeah.
like Joe Rogan probably rapes kids.
Joe Rogan definitely has interviewed people who rape kids. He
Yeah.
interviews like all the famous atheists like Dawkins and fucking Lawrence Krauss, who are like literally in pictures with Epstein, where
Yeah,
they
those
all have very ominous smiles.
Joe Rogan probably doesn't rape kids. I probably shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I don't
Joe
think he does.
Rogan, I think, is fine. I think.
Right.
But he knows people. Even and then I think that part of the reason why he wanted to not be into conspiracies anymore is because now he knows those people.
Yeah.
He's like, don't talk to me about that, please. I know that guy. Please, please, no, please. I don't want to believe it.
But yeah, I mean, we're please retweet the show out, all of that. I'm gonna do. People might be listening to it right now, premiering on YouTube. I'm gonna just put it up on Wednesday, the same day that we upload it. So, and that way people, it just all it is, says they just can like chat like a live stream, except it's shit that we pre-recorded. So I just turn it on and go to bed.
Oh, for sure. Of the show.
Yeah, yeah,
That's sick.
yeah.
That's actually really cool. I like that idea.
So,
That's very cool.
uh,
Yeah. Retweet the show, listen to the show. Eventually, we may have guests. Probably won't be until after episode 10. We'll see what happens, though, people.
yeah. All right.
Syd Bryden and beer.